big topic of conversation around the movie fan world obviously is going to be about Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. It's the biggest franchise in film history, blah, 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 blah. Now, a lot of question marks have come up recently because there's been some rumors and some reports. Again, the author of the MCU book that just came out is saying that she's been told directly by Marvel sources that they are moving on from the Kang storyline. And that the end of Loki season 2 seemed to suggest they were done with Kang. There are other reports coming out now saying, no, Marvel may not be done with Kang yet. Kang may still be the big bad guy. Okay, so there's still a lot of questions about that. Are they swapping out Kang for Doom? Is Kang going to still be in there? If he is still in there, is it going to be played by Jonathan Majors? Are they going to recast? I mean, a lot of question marks still regarding that. But what we do know for fact is that Destin, who was going to be directing Avengers 5, which the last we heard was going to be called Avengers Kang Dynasty, is no longer directing the film. He's going to stay on focusing with Shang-Chi 2. We know that the writer of the film, Jeff Loveness, is no longer attached to that film and that they are making changes. And that's where a lot of the whispers came that they're changed from the Kang storyline. However, a new report that has come out is suggesting that they're actually going to make these two Avengers films a part 1 and a part 2. And that Kevin Feige is now looking to get one director to helm them both. And it's coming from somebody we know quite well, Jeff Schneider. Anyway, this comes just from the folks over at Comic Book who write, Marvel Studios will now begin the search for another filmmaker to take charge of the ambitious MCU event movie, and it sounds like whoever does take the gig is going to be very busy for the next few years. According to Jeff Schneider, Kevin Feige ideally wants the same director for both, the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, which is essentially a quote-unquote two-parter. Snyder has also heard that a title change may be imminent. It now seems clear that Marvel will take steps to veer away from the planned Kang storyline, either replacing Jonathan Majors as the villain or ditching the character altogether and shifting focus to another multiverse saga, big bad, possibly Doctor Doom, and hopefully wrapping up the multiverse saga. At least I can hope. All right. This deepens the question a little bit about, are they indeed moving away from the Kang storyline? Because if they are now streamlining these two films as more of a single story in two parts, and if they are indeed going to bring in one director to helm both, and if they are indeed, as Jeff is suggesting, going to be changing the title of Kang Dynasty any minute now, that would all seem to suggest that those reports about them moving away from the Kang storyline might be true. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. We'll find out soon enough. I do like the idea, though, of bringing in one director or one set of directors to come in and helm the two films. It'll just give them a nice a continuity in DNA, a continuity in style, a continuity in substance. And it allows one director or set of directors to come in and kind of plan it out as one larger overarching story. Maybe even a little bit more so than Infinity War and Endgame was, because those are two very different movies, actually, Infinity War and Endgame. That being said, I like this idea very much of the idea of bringing in, but who will that director be? Who will it be? It's obviously not going to be Destin. I don't think they're going to pull Matt Shakman away from Fantastic Four to do it. By the way, you know how we talked about the Godzilla Monarch show a little bit earlier in today's episode? Yeah, those first two episodes, directed by Matt Shakman. He directed both of them.
Gray Fox 40 in the chat has a great suggestion. Martin Scorsese.
I mean, that
give us cinema. Come on.
I mean, finally, cinema comes to the Avengers. So yeah, listen, I like this idea. I think it would work out, and now we just got to find out for sure. And you know what? I don't think this is something we're going to find out about in February, March, or April. I think by Christmas we're going to get like Kevin Feige making definitive announcements about, you know, hey, Avengers 5 is now, if they cross out Kang Dynasty, it's now, you know, what is it? The backdoor spreader? Is that what you called it, Ray? It's whatever it's going to be. I think we're going to get some definitive answers there soon. But again, in principle, I like the idea of one director. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Anyway, Chris, you're hearing about this. First of all, how likely do you think this is a scenario? And if so, is that the right thing to do? What are the pros? What are the cons? How do you see it?
Definitely could see them doing a two-parter. It worked very well with the whole Endgame scenario. That obviously had great payoff. And we are looking to kind of have lightning strike twice, right? We want to rebuild that model. That being said, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars narratively don't necessarily tie together. Secret Wars, and forgive me, comic fans, not one of my favorites because it's kind of goofy in a way of just like, we're on Battle World and all of you are going to fight. I'm Victor Von Doom.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
I mean, it's a fun story, but from a big narrative epic event kind of thing, it's one of those kind of summer annuals that you go, yeah, okay, it's everybody in there. Neat. Kang doesn't really have any purpose in that one. The Beyonder kind of plucks a living Kang out of a timeline and plops him in there. But other than that, Kang's not really involved, at least in the story from the 1980s. So I feel like if they're doing a two-parter, that means Kang Dynasty is getting real pushed out and we're focusing a lot on Secret Wars. Then I want to know, what are we doing with it aside from, hey, this is a battle world scenario where people are pitted against each other? What narratively is happening here that's going to move us forward? And is this an event that then ties in all these different multiverses, right? We're bringing in the X-Men from over here. We're bringing in these folks from over here. And then we're going to have that sacred timeline where they all exist and everyone's 616 now. That's what I assume they would do here. I'm just not sure about how these two particular movies get pushed together. But it does give them the opportunity to completely Jetsons Kang, basically.
Which would be interesting to do. There's also one thing that I think we as fans need to keep in mind is that so far, no Marvel film that has had a title resembling a title from a comic book storyline has ever really stuck all that close to the comic storyline. Sure. Like whether you're looking at the Age of Ultron or whether you're looking at Civil War or whether you're looking at, even if you go into the X-Men title stuff, the Days of Future Past, none of them stick very closely to what the original source material was, right? They take influence, they take inspiration from those stories and maybe even some plot points, but they ultimately always build their own movie around it. So whether or not a Secret Wars will have a battle world or some other thing like that, don't know. But if it does end up like you're suggesting, Chris, that all this multiverse stuff gets brought into one sacred timeline, then I'll pop bottles. I'll be super thrilled if they finally do away with the multiverse nonsense and bring it back into one reality and start telling some real stories again. I would be very, very happy about that. I think that would be great. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.